Carters, are you looking for a new pair of shoes that are cute, comfortable, and can be worn every day? Finding your new go-to pair is now easier than ever with Rothy's. Their shoes give you right out of the box comfort, come in amazing styles and colorways, and hey, you can wash them. It's a new age, people!
And the best part is everything Rothy's makes is better for the planet. So there you go. They've repurposed millions of water bottles into their signature thread that goes into every single one of their products. Millions of women wear Rothy's shoes every single day.
And I'm definitely one of them. They're so comfortable. I wear my Rothy's every day. And I'm Asian, and I'm not supposed to wear them in the house. But you can't tell me what to do. It's my house. Did you know that for People's Magazine's first ever style awards, they awarded Best Flat to one of Rothy's styles?
When I tell you these things are comfortable, I mean, I cannot overstate it. All right, so step up your shoes and accessories this spring and get ready to be asked, hey, are those Rothy's? Plus, get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/add-to-cart. That's rothys.com/add-to-cart.
Also with that fire, boy.
Bling bling, you forgot your bling bling. Wait.
All right, everyone, welcome to another fun-filled episode of Add to Cart. So this is a show about the things we buy, all the stuff we also buy into. They all say something about who we are. I'm Sujin Pak.
And I'm Kulap Vilaysack. This week we have quite a bit for you. Some might say a lot. First, a very important addition to our eco episode from a couple of weeks ago.
Then we're going to tell you about all the shit that went down this last 2 weeks because, oh boy, both Ku and I have been through some stuff. Some stuff has happened, and we'll share that with you.
Then we have two amazing guests, Andrea Lavinthal and Jason Sheeler, hosts of the podcast People in the 90s.
There it is. Sit back, maybe relax. We're not sure. We'll find out. And prepare yourself for the ride that is today's Add to Cart episode.
Gird yourself, friends. Gird yourself.
So listen, before we get started, we need your help. Obviously, you guys know we have ads on this show, but we want to find the best sponsors for things that you actually want to buy, right? So go to lemonadamedia.com/survey. You take this very quick anonymous survey for a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. We promise it's very short and sweet, and then it'll help us find the best advertisers for you guys and keep bringing you the great content.
Okay, on to the show.
All right, so a few weeks ago, we did an eco-conscious episode, right? Where you and I shared products that will give Mother Earth, a break. You know what I mean? She needs a break right about now. And I'm going to talk about a product that we got this product a while ago. So I've been testing it out for months. I want to first say, Kulap, have you dealt with hemorrhoids yet?
Oh, wow. We're getting right to it. Right. No, I haven't yet.
So in doing some research about hemorrhoids, I found out that 75% of Americans will experience hemorrhoids at some point in their lives. The vast, vast majority.
Wow. Okay. All right. So it's coming for me. Unavoidable.
I mean, it's probably coming for you. Let's just say it's probable.
Well, I guess it makes sense because, like our butt tissue is really sensitive. I mean, some people might say it's the under eye skin of our butts.
Who says that? Who says the butthole is the under eye tissue of your butt? I just am curious. Is that Scott? Is that
I think
is that Casey?
I think a lot of people say that. I don't think that's something I just made up. I think it came from somewhere. I don't think that was an original thought.
It's interesting you bring up that point. Like your under eye skin, it is very sensitive. And doctors say that you should dab instead of wipe. Dab, 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 dab.
I don't know if I've ever dabbed before. I don't think I've dabbed.
Who dabs? I mean, it's too scary to dab. You gotta wipe. But that can cause a lot of irritation, right?
Okay.
So Now we're getting to the product that I've been road testing, if you will, for the past few months. It's called Fresh Peaches Toilet Paper Gel. So let me give you an overview of what this is. So
Okay.
some people, to get that feeling of it being clean and, well wiped, they use flushable wipes. But
Oh, that's not good for the environment.
no,
right?
it's terrible for the environment, and it's terrible for your plumbing because,
Yeah, right.
you go down that hole and there are hundreds of stories of pipes exploding or bathrooms flooding every time you flush.
Well, not to mention, like, you are releasing like synthetic microfibers into the ocean. So even if like the wipes do dissolve, those particles probably are gonna linger in the water.
So Fresh Peaches works with your toilet paper, right? It eliminates friction so that you can wipe more painlessly and with peace of mind. There's also witch hazel in the gel, so that also helps with inflammation. It helps with hemorrhoids. It encourages healing. It has a ton of other stuff too. It has green tea extract, vitamin B. So all of that stuff really helps to make sure that you're as gentle in your wiping as you can be, but also really effective. What I also like about this is that at first when I used it, it's surprising. It's like the first thing I thought was like, oh boy, this is probably filled with some chemicals, because it just felt a little too good, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
But trust that every ingredient is a 1 on the EWG ingredient safety scale. I looked it up. So it means that it has really, really safe and gentle ingredients. It's fragrance free. It doesn't contain any parabens. And I have gotten used to this now, and I carry a little one in my bag for those occasions where I'm on the go and I need to feel fresh.
And you need to go. Suchin, I think something we're not bringing up, we're mainly focusing on the butthole, but the front hole also, right?
I think it's more of a.
It is just
I think
more of a
it's more
butthole
of
thing?
a backdoor
Okay, cool.
product. I think there are other types of gels you can
that's
leave
not-
at your front door. This
Okay.
isn't that.
That isn't for this?
No.
Okay.
But I'm interested that you brought that up, because it does seem to. And again, this may just be an add-on that even maybe the Fresh Peaches people would be interested to hear from someone that's been testing this. It has left the area generally better off post-use than pre-use. And I just mean in the general, all of the area. Let me just leave that there.
Tell the people where they can find this product, Suchin.
You can get it online, of course, at freshpeaches.co. It'll ship right to your door. It's very discreet. By the way, it has cute little graphics. It'll tell you how to use it.
So Fresh Peaches plus your toilet paper equals a fresh peach. So, my dear listeners, it's time to talk about some unfresh peaches, some rotten peaches, some rotten fruit, because a lot of shit has gone down for both Suchin and I in the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we are going to share it. I'll go first. For me, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I had kind of did a sort of a last minute semi-emergency trip home to Minnesota. Because my mom, there has been kind of a decline in her health. She's only 60 years old.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when I tell you that there's just been substantial cognitive decline.
Wow.
And I felt like I had to go home because the week prior, she was walking. She lives with my sister, and she was walking my sister's dog and got lost for an hour and a half on a walk that, usually is like 20 minutes. Luckily, she flagged someone down, and this person drove my mom and Chubbs, the Old English bulldog, home. So
Was she panicked?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom started living with my sister during the pandemic. My sister bought a home. And I'm so grateful that my sister moved my mom in with her. And so because of that, I think she's really seen my mom up close and kind of I don't want to say monitors, but notices like her behavior and her health. And, you know, I think from my mom's point of view, she feels like she made the choice to go further than she was familiar with, took a wrong turn. That said, there has been a substantial change in personality, I would say, within the last 4 or 5 years, really. Mm-hmm. Scott and I went to Thailand because my mom was hospitalized and was induced into a coma. I knew there was a decline, huge personality change. I've described it on the podcast. This doesn't make me look good at all, Suchin, but, you know, she had a change in personality, but the change in personality was one that was less aggressive and cutting towards myself and my sisters. And so we kind of let it go. But there's things that have accumulated and things that we're noticing. And my sister has seen firsthand and has made me and my other sister become really concerned that I felt it was important to not only support my mom, but also to support my sister. I decided to go to Minnesota. And all in all, it was a good trip. I went to a primary care appointment because of COVID. I couldn't go inside, but I was FaceTimed in from the car. The doctor did find some moderate and concerning decline, so we're setting up a neurology appointment so that I will be able to FaceTime from LA going forward. But yeah, I think I don't think any of us thought we would be dealing with this as soon as now, but it is what it is.
I think age, it's like, it's totally okay. And then it turns a corner and it's just like a banana slide down, you know, a slippery slope kind of thing where it's like your parents are fine and then something happens and then suddenly there's like, you know, 5 things that weren't there before that now are an alarming picture. And what can you do?
I know you can relate too, because it's like the doctor was not aware of like certain issues. And I know why, because if you ask my mom, hey, how are you? Good. Are there any problems, something that you're concerned of? No. So it's like, of course, the doctor, without any communication, wouldn't know certain things were happening. And then, you know, the last day I was there, my mom was like, did the only reason you came was because of my health? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, well, Anita's just worried. I was like, well, the doctor didn't know about A, B, and C. So I think it was good that, you know, we just are handling this now and we're taking steps to help you and make sure that you are able to run around with Kai.
Did she seem relieved by it or burdened by that?
She actually, I think she liked it. Like, I think she again doesn't feel as concerned as we are.
Right.
But the doctor asked, do you understand why your daughters are concerned? And she said yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
You know, it was totally pleasant. It wasn't like pulling teeth to get her to do anything. Mm-hmm. By and large, it was actually a very pleasant trip. I did it totally on the DL. I was only there to see and be with my family.
Yeah.
I got to spend time with Kai. I stayed at a hotel that was connected to the Mall of America. So he came and stayed with me one night. We got up, I got a coffee, and then we went straight to the amusement park and was on a roller coaster. Like, that was fun. And I went to my brother-in-law, Paul's, like, softball game, you know, in, I don't know where that was. Maybe it was Egan or Farmington. I have no idea.
Yeah.
One of those suburbs. So it was very, I had dinner with my dad. It was all very, like, contained to family. And then I was back home.
Well, you know, in the last year and a half, the fact that you could even be there in person is, that in and of itself feels a lot more comforting. And
yeah, which kind of leads me to my remove from cart, which is, I am removing from cart our Route 66 road trip.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was my rom-com of the summer that I was looking forward to, all the postcard pics. You know, they do the graphics, the postcard pics of you and Scott.
Yeah, us next to, you know, the Museum of Barbed Wire, the Devil's Rope. But alas, it shan't be, for the villain is the Delta variant of COVID. And it's just not a good time to do it. Like, a lot of the places we were planning on going to, a lot of the restaurants we were planning on going to are closed. So, alas, as fun as it was to plan, we're just going to put it on pause.
I mean, you want to enjoy that trip when you can actually enjoy that trip instead of, you know, worrying about, you know, the Delta.
The Delta.
Which gets me to my adds and removes.
Yes.
I mean, I had to cancel a few recordings. Well, let me be clear. Kulop canceled a few recordings for me because when your dear friend and co-host says, I'm going down. I got it. Delta. Coming in strong, coming in hot. And I'm like, no, but I'm sure I can record. And then your dear friend says, sweetie, just put yourself back to bed. The podcast shall survive. And so you did this for me a few times. And let me tell you, kind of lesson learned there. I really appreciated that, by the way. But yes, the boogeyman came.
Oh,
you know, we all know this. We all know who the boogeyman is. And showed up and I went down.
Oh, man.
Let me also say that I have the vaccine. Mm-hmm. I had 2 other friends in different households in different cities that had it at the same time. But you also know what I'm like when I'm sick.
What did you leave me? I'm just curious.
I mean, it got to the point where I skipped past my belongings and I just wanted to say my farewells, you know. And I said something like, it's bad. And it's dark. And I didn't hit send, and thank God, because I knew in the back of my mind, had I hit send to friends and family, there would be, you know, firemen at my door knocking it down. So
yeah.
You know, I got the fever. I got all of it.
Okay.
I got the works. I got the fever. I had the strep throat feeling. I had 0 strength. And then on day 3, just to add insult to injury, I got the raging D's. I called the nurse and I said, I think I, on top of it, got food poisoning. And she said, oh no, that's the day 3 D's.
What? Oh, God.
That's when I said, I shan't survive this. You know, it just is like, I can get through the fever. I can get through that strep throat. But when you, and I did this, shit your pants.
What? What happened? No.
I didn't make it.
You shit your pants.
I mean, it's the kind of, it is. It's like having food poisoning. Let's not get into it too deep. But, you know, but there's no dignity when you're that sick. You're like, well.
It happened.
Good thing I was wearing a pad. Whew. Whew. Fresh peaches to the rescue.
Guys, I'm not even apologizing to you about the content of this episode. This is the shit. The shit's real.
The shit is real.
The shit is real.
But where the silver lining to all of it was that Mike never got it. He tested negative.
Mike basically has no immune system, right? Like,
well,
he's
so
so
immunocompromised. Yes,
thank you.
Very immunocompromised. And he can't get the vaccine. So now I'm in this place of like, of course, relieved that Mike didn't get it. Kids are starting school. Everyone's getting this.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone's going to escape this, especially if you have kids. But it doesn't even matter if you don't have kids. Because guess what? You have friends and family who have kids. Like, just even that alone. It's interesting. Like, once I got the vaccine, you know, I kind of had a sense, and I think a lot of people can relate, of like, like, that was a major bump. And like, I feel like we're on the road, if you will, to Route 66, on the road to freedom.
June was a wonderful time. June. Oh, God, we didn't know.
Running into the prairie.
Yeah.
Arms wide open. And now I'm here in a place that is very familiar, which was, in 2020, where the gates are locked and we're shutting down. I'm not taking my kids out of school. I did consider that, but the ramifications of that and the responsibility of that is a risk that both Mike and I are willing to take.
And I really want to speak to this too, is that I too am pulling back. This is probably going to get cut, but I am that hemorrhoid getting pushed back in the shower.
Why cut?
That's a great question. Why cut?
75% of Americans are pushing hemorrhoids.
Why cut?
I am trying to get back to the equilibrium, and you and I have talked about this off the pod of like, okay, I know there's a middle path that is the right path. I just don't know what that middle path is. But in the meantime, I got an add to cart out of this, which I'm really excited to share.
Okay.
So I was talking to my friend about this, and she recommended this product, and I've just started using it. I will report back on how effective it is, but more importantly, it has given me a type of peace of mind. That's what I'm looking for right now. Even more so than the physical is just the mental aspect of it. It's a product called Fend, F-E-N-D.
Okay.
It's almost like a portable steamer, okay? And so what it does, it's a mist that comes out of this little almost like glass bottle.
Wait, what?
And you inhale it. You do 2 deep breaths, and it lasts for 6 hours. And what it does is that it coats the airways on all of your mucus surfaces that are critical to the body's immune defense against contaminants, including viruses, right? And then people have found that this has been reportedly quite helpful in fending off COVID. Now, the thing that it does, and this is the layman's explanation, and when my friend described this to me, shout out to Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly.
What it does is you inhale it, and it coats your lining, and it actually helps your lining be stronger to fight off, let's say, bacterial or viral infections. And your mucus lining is the greatest defense against this kind of stuff. And it becomes weakened because your immune system, because the environment that you're in, because of pollutants, whatever it is. And so it really helps strengthen your own mucus lining so that it can fend off these air pollutants, including ones that cause influenza and COVID, allergens, all of this. It's called airway hygiene, is what they kind of dub it as. So the effectiveness of this has been studied. Now, again, you guys do your own research. I did a deep dive into this because it sounded a little too good to be true. All the research is pretty convincing and incredible. How I'm using it is that I'm having my kids, myself, and anyone that comes into my house take 2 deep breaths if they will, and it will coat their lining to keep them safe and to keep us safe. Because it's not only about inhaling, but it's about also exhaling. And what they're exhaling is a lot less contaminated than without this.
How much is this? What are we talking about here?
Very affordable.
The Fend starter kit is $59.95. That includes a reusable Fend mister, 1 bottle of the advanced Fend solution, which lasts up to 30 days. We got 2 AAA batteries.
Whatever I can do to bolster the immune system of myself and my kids is only going to help Mike kind of weather the storm of what is coming, because it's coming if it's not already here. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but it's here. So, Add to Carters, we are so excited to introduce you to 2 pop culture experts, icons, I may say, and hosts of the show People in the 90s, coming straight from People's deputy West Coast editor and the beauty director themselves. This podcast deep dives into cultural touchstones and long overdue revisits to pop culture gold.
Please welcome.
Here they are.
Here they are. Get ready. Hold on to your boots and your panties. Jason Sheeler and Andrea Lavinthal.
Wow, that felt good.
I mean, how incredible was
good.
that?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Seriously, wow.
Tell us more about your podcast. What else can people expect? Tell us about your relationship dynamic.
Jason got me to fly from New York to LA to interview Fabio in person. I think that's really all you need to know. Like, that happened.
Wow.
I mean, there was I had to sell her on Fabio first. We just, our podcast is for 11 to 12 episodes, we tried to find Fabio for real. But it took 12 episodes, countless texts, phone calls, pleading to get Fabio. But then really for me to convince Andrea that Fabio was a worthy guest. I mean, that's fair, right, Andrea?
Yeah. And then when we were posing for a photo, he just unprompted picked me up, and I was like, okay, so it was worth it. Fabio just swept me off my feet, literally. And while he's not exactly my type, it was a moment. Like, I did feel
A tingle?
like a Bachelor contestant at the very least. I was swept. No one picks me up. Like, I'm a full-grown woman.
I mean, it should be noted. I mean, this entire experience comes with a huge asterisk. Like, I mean, I am still seething about it. He would not pick me up. Like, I'm the person responsible for bringing Fabio back into the pop culture conscience. I mean, I deserved to be held like a baby, like Andrea was.
Yeah.
It did not happen.
Yeah, Jason's feet stayed on the ground, unfortunately.
So what I'm hearing is Andrea was on the cover of like a romance novel.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
Jason, you were not even in the dust cover.
He was the husband.
No. And the Andrea's like, will you take a picture? And I'm like, literally, I almost threw her own phone at her. Like Russell Crowe or Naomi Campbell. Like, I literally almost threw the phone. Like, I was so seething with rage. But I took the most beautiful picture of Andrea Lavinthal, just in pure ecstasy, being held.
One of my most liked Instagram photos to date, and I have 2 children.
You are in
So
it.
there you go.
You were the child there.
Yes. So that's all you need to know about the podcast.
Our podcast. Yeah. We did go back and revisit 12 seminal issues of People magazine from the 1990s, and it was. I didn't know Andrea before this experience, and they're like, "Who would you want to have as your co-host?" And I was like, "Well, I once had a phone call with that Andrea girl, and she's really funny."
I immediately like apropos of nothing, I was like, do you want me to tell you who's awful? You just always want people on your team. Just get your teammates before they can even meet anyone else.
So I'm going to make a really smooth transition right now. And here it is in 4, 3, 2, 1. What type of shoppers or buyers are you guys?
Compulsive.
You're compulsive. Jason's compulsive.
Consistent.
Consistent, steady.
Always be shopping, ABS. Always be recording and always be shopping. I think those are my 2 mottos.
It is she is the style and beauty director at People. I'm a former I'm a recovering fashion director, but also I mean full disclosure, I'm sober, right? And so shopping, just like eating, can take a different meaning, right? And honestly, sometimes it's how I check out.
Yeah,
I got to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I am the same.
Yeah, because when you say compulsive, you mean because compulsive is different than impulsive.
I'm being a little hyperbolic, but I will binge. I mean, I don't know you, and just between us, no, I can really go. It can go a little. It can go a little deep. It can go a little. It can get a little much. Like honestly, and so cut to me wearing a hooded sweatshirt that has
ribbons.
Dog show ribbons on
Really?
it.
No one noticed.
I don't know what the hell is it.
No one noticed your sweatshirt. That's so funny.
All right, let's get into it.
Andrea, let's start with you. I want to know more about this Jones Road Miracle Balm.
I really, really deliberated on this because as a longtime beauty editor recommending product, it's a power and you have to use it responsibly. So I'm going to caveat this recommendation with it probably won't work for 80% of the people listening. Sorry, I'm just going to say it. So Bobbi Brown, she has her new line called Jones Road.
Oh.
It's all clean beauty. So her MVP is this miracle balm. And we interviewed her and she was telling us about it. And she kept saying, you have to break this seal. You have to break this seal. And we're like, what? So basically it's like a giant lip balm. Okay.
Wow,
before
that is
all
really
over
big.
your face.
Yeah.
And it's the most satisfying. You could spend the $38 just for this feeling. You take your finger and you push and you get past the wax kind of top, and then you get into the balm. And you really have to like kind of play around with it. It comes in a few shades. I prefer the, what's this one? The Magic Hour, because who doesn't look great in a Magic Hour? But I just do a little tap on my cheekbones, on my eyes, maybe a little on my lips.
Okay.
Now it feels like your face is covered in expensive Vaseline.
Okay.
It does smell nice. You have a glow, undeniable. Your hair will get caught in your face like lip gloss, but you feel rich. You smell rich. You have a glow that's not glittery. You are radiating. People don't know what it is. It's not sweaty. You don't look sweaty. You look glowy.
Is it as thick as Vaseline? I'm sorry to interject here.
No, it's not as goopy, but it does have like almost a waxy texture. And then when I use the shimmery one, because that was just the plain for demonstration purposes, you can really build it up. I mix it sometimes with my tinted moisturizer before a night on the town.
Oh my.
I like to intimidate the other moms that drop off with my glowy eyelids.
I like this because what you're describing is you're fooling people that it's coming from within when it's totally without.
But there's no light inside.
dimmed.
All the light.
It's so dimmed. It's dark.
There's something about it where you put it on and you're like, I look prettier. I look glowier. I feel like I could have a nap dress and a farm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This fantasy.
Full stop. I mean, any of that. I'll take any one of those. Yeah.
And it comes in a bunch of different shades for, there's a bronzier one that adds a little more color. There's a very sheer pink for lighter skin tones. And then she just released a bunch of golden-y things like Magic Hour. So I love it. I love the line. But this product, she sold me on it. And I still don't know what the hell it does or why I'm using it. But something about it makes me feel better.
Okay,
Wow.
that's enough for me.
Especially coming from you, Andrea. Like you said, you wield that power with
You're a goddess.
Yes, with caution and with,
Yeah, I don't like to recommend products because if somebody doesn't like it, they're like, well, you told me.
yeah.
It looks like a tub of Crisco.
It's a little more elegant than that.
Speaking of elegance, since you're new to LA, you've bought a lot of designer sweatshirts.
I kind of want to look like I work for Scooter Braun, and so that's kind of like that's my goal, that's my mood board, and getting dressed every day.
Mission
Just seriously, like
accomplished.
I've never met him. I kind of like I don't like I feel like we go to church together, praise G's, But no, I really cannot stop spending too much money. It's expensive. It's like Andrew and I talked about that moment in the '90s when jeans suddenly became $200.
Yes.
Right. It's like at some point,
It happened overnight.
at some point, I was at
Jabots.
Diesel.
Remember the Jabots?
Seriously,
Jabot.
I was like at Diesel spending $200 on a pair of jeans, and like we never went back. And so that's happened with sweatshirts. I'm like, wait, when did sweatshirts become $500? Like it's cuckoo. And so like I have a Celine one, like Balenciaga. This is like some new brand called Aries, which is really cool, and like just like a bunch of like kind of nearly vulgar graphic prints. I bought one.
Tell them about your JoJo Siwa one.
Excuse?
Like get yourself a work wife. He'll do that to you after you say after you say
favorite
Celine
one.
and Balenciaga, and you're like, tell her about JoJo Siwa. Thanks, Andrea. No, I did a cover story on JoJo, and like I was out in Tarzana at her house, who by the way lives around the corner from Fabio. Weird coincidence. I'm at her house, and I couldn't leave there without something. Like I wanted a souvenir, and I was like, does that sweatshirt come like in men's sizes? And so the mom went and got me like a girl's like triple XL. And like gave it to me, and I wedged my body into it, and like
He loves
I can't stop there.
Describe. What is it? Is it pink with bows?
I've got a white one where like it's like an iridescent
Very
JoJo,
chic.
and then I've got a black one which is the same, and it just says like Team JoJo here. The other day someone spilled something on one of my sweatshirts. And I was like, be careful, this is like my 401k. These sweatshirts are, because it is an LA lifestyle, and at some point sweatshirts became like hoodies became status.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I've got a few. I got a few status hoodies.
They became really status. So I've got like a Celine one that like the word Celine is only on the hood, and so you only see Celine when you put up the hood.
Do you have the Celine one that you shared, this animal print one?
I just bought that. I thought I had to buy something, so I just bought it. I'm Mr. Porter. Isn't it crazy?
You had to do it for work.
Isn't
You
it?
had
It's a
to
crazy
do
one.
it.
It looks like you're in a cat suit, right? Like it looks like, and I don't mean like a Catwoman cat suit. It looks like you're literally in a fur cat suit. It's almost like, remember those guys in the early aughts that were like ugly hot?
Yeah.
that's where kind of hoodies like that.
Yeah.
Some of these hoodies are like ugly expensive. They're so ugly that you can't believe how much they cost. So that's kind of where I'm at in my compulsivities. Now, do you believe me?
It's amazing.
I believe it, and I'm also loving that this J.W. Anderson.
Oh, that is, I have that one, and it's so incredible.
Wait, what is this?
They did this. J.W. Anderson did this collab with the Tom of Finland Foundation. If you don't know what Tom of Finland is, it's like that's his made up name, but he was this very, to say homoerotic is like an understatement. The leather guys and the drawings and like the black, they're so hot.
them.
And it's like these super uber masculine like leather guys. This gay erotic artist, in Finland, and really really cool. In the mid-century, and they've over the years, these illustrations have like adorned the walls of establishments such as the Eagle, that like leather bars across the world. And so I thought it was really cool that this, very high fashion designer, J.W. Anderson and then Loewe did this collab with this kind of, I don't know, skank artist. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful. I think they're really beautiful, but my mom would look at it. My mom would look at these illustrations of gay leather men doing God knows what, and she would find, well, she would probably be repulsed that I'm even talking about it and ashamed.
It is beautiful.
And like, it's kind of badass, right? Like it's a little uncomfortable.
I love it. Andrea, so you didn't just bring add to carts for just you. You brought one for your husband as well. It's the Rothy loafer, driving loafer even.
Oh, she's getting environmental, y'all.
Yes. I thought it would be nice to share something for the guys. So, not that Jason, I didn't think would, but his sweatshirts are actually, I told him not to tell me what he was going to share so I could be surprised. So, I think that it's every woman and man's duty to leave your significant other looking better than you found them. This is our duty to each other. If you cannot make it work together, at least leave them in a place that's better for the next person. So every boyfriend I've had, I have immediately bought them new jeans because, my God, the jeans, I have reworked them slowly from top to bottom. So, of course, my life partner, baby daddy, is going to get the works, and 10 years in the making. So, right, he said to me the other day, like, I feel like, my jeans have gotten so skinny because, you just keep shrinking them. I'm wearing like leggings with a button to work. And it's like, and I say, no, honey, you look great. Meanwhile, he's totally wearing jeggings. He just doesn't know it. So shoes have really been a problem for him. We can never really figure out footwear. And even though I'm a style editor, dressing guys is a whole different thing. Like Jason would be better at this. But my significant, he's very kind of straight and narrow guy style. So you can't go too crazy. No cool sneakers. All birds are as funky as he gets. And when Rothy started making men's shoes very recently, I thought, this is a shoe that he could wear with his douche vest. Because that's what, the fleece douche.
Like the ones they wear on Billions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he says it's because really you get colds in the very air-conditioned offices. It's not just women. I say it's like their armor. They put it on and they're like, I'm a man.
It's so tech bro of him. And in San Francisco, they call it Patagucci. Like all those things.
I call it a douche vest. So what goes with a douche vest? Driving loafers. And at least the Rothy's ones are sustainable, made out of plastic water bottles. You can throw them in the washing machine.
Oh.
He put them on and has not taken these shoes off.
Seriously?
Yes, I got it for him. I know, Jason, I know. They're hurting you. This is not your style.
It's a cool company. Like Meghan Markle endorsed.
It's not cheap, right? Their shoes are not cheap. They're $185.
No. Really?
But it's amazing to find a shoe that's someone who's picky but basic. It's a weird, on the Venn diagram, it's a weird intersection. And I found it for him. And I feel like other men should try them because Allbirds.
Is it like an upgraded Vans? I hate Allbirds. I think it's the worst last. Like the shape of that shoe is so hideous. And where jeans meet Allbirds is just, it's a terrible place.
What if they want to sponsor us, Jason?
Jason, I got for Suchin's birthday was just this past month, and I got her Allbirds.
Sorry for that gay gasp. Okay,
Jason.
I like with all due respect, I will I'll see y'all later.
Jason.
I really.
I'll have to send you pictures.
Did you get the classics?
I think I got her the classics.
Yes, and
I
they're
wanted to wear the Allbirds, but I'm between sizes.
size up.
Tell me what do you like about the Allbirds?
Number one, they are, and I know that comfort may not be high on the list, and that's fine because you're a fashion person. Truly the most comfortable pair of shoes. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like someone is holding your foot and then helping you up with each step. Like there's a lightness to them.
Have you heard of a company called Nike?
See, the thing is I also don't own a pair of sneakers.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
This is the podcast. You don't own sneakers.
She has Chucks, and that's it.
Yes,
Awesome.
I have
Like you can also
Chucks.
get Comme des Garçons Chucks if you want to really upgrade. Okay, so that's cool. I
Great.
recommend a Nike if you're seriously into it. Like a Nike
Jason,
upper.
she's not going to get that.
It is like a sweater for your feet. Okay, I feel like your eyes are glazing over.
Okay.
I support your
Good, good, good.
choices. And
Yes.
I respect your Allbirds purchase or gift.
Yeah.
I love it. I love strong opinions.
Anyway, I'll see myself out.
No.
No,
Please.
you are an honored guest.
You can slam the door virtually on this Zoom conversation.
We will allow you to leave soon, but one last thing, Jason,
yep.
from you. I want to know more about what you've been removing from cart.
I have oversubscribed to sparkling water. Like I have an extensive subscription list to like this sparkling water that keeps arriving at my condo in LA. And so it's just like I've got Perrier, I've got Rambler water. Who's ever heard of that from Austin?
No,
I've got
I
Topo
haven't heard of it.
Chico.
Yeah,
I've got
it's
San
classic.
Pellegrino. I've got like LaCroix. I say LaCroix because I like saying LaCroix.
What's happening?
I keep ordering sparkling water. I don't drink, Andrea, okay?
Compulsive, remember?
But why so many?
It's all I have. I know you
These
have.
And I want
sweatshirts, these
variety I want variety of slight flavor and
It's fair.
bubbles
I mean,
and
Jason,
It's
I'm
so-
with you.
it's insane.
I'm with you. So it depends on what your mood is and what the bubble
I do understand.
factor you want.
I mean, it's also. I mean, between like, am I like? What do we call that? Basic? Do we still say the word basic?
No,
are the kids
you're
still
not
saying
basic.
basic? Okay. Anyway, it's just I keep subscribing, and then to get out of a subscription for Amazon, it's an extensive, like
Oh, God.
like triple verification process. I feel like. I feel like you've got to like then log in from your phone and then do a code. I mean, to unsubscribe, it's nearly like it's like that time I accidentally subscribed to someone's OnlyFans account. Anyway, it was just trying to get out of something. Like I'm in like a tiered pyramid scheme with Topo Chico right now, and I can't. So now I literally get 5 cases of sparkling water from 5 different providers a month, and I am a single guy living with a dog. It's so insane, and so this may tell you what kind of drinker I was, but it's just a lot, and so. Anyway, like meanwhile, Andrea's like, I'll have my Sauvignon Blanc now.
we all just met, but I do feel like I know you. Where can our listeners find you on social media?
I'm at Jason Sheeler, just my first and last name. I'll keep it simple.
Love it.
I'm at Andy Lavs, ANDILAVS.
Andrea's the real influencer of the two of us, but I'm telling you, she's hysterical on social media, and it's where I
Thank
first
you,
fell in love
Jason.
with her, I have to say.
Thank you. It's caused a lot of trauma for my family, but
Oh, totally.
it's worth
she
it.
posts her. I knew that we were close when she posted. She didn't ask for my permission. She posted a screen grab of our text exchange, and I was like, "Who do you think I am?" You're like, "Your man," because she does that all the time. Poor Justin.
yeah, he hates it. I always text our quote foreplay, which is, basically him asking me if he should pick up dinner. If I put chicken in, it's riveting stuff. He hates it. He hates me, but he has no choice.
Yeah, and come to me for the plan.
So add to cart Andrea, add to cart Jason, and please add to cart their podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
People in the 90s.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Oh my God, so much fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there it is. I know. Sometimes, we have roses, and sometimes we have shit. We had a little bit of both on this episode. So thank you for listening to this episode of Add to Cart. Find out everything we talked about today on Add to Cart Pod. All the links to purchase are in the show notes.
Also, leave us a message and tell us why you're most excited about butt gel. 833-453-6662. That's BUTTGEL.
Detailed message.
See you next week.
All right. See you next week. Bye. Add to Cart is a production of Lemonada Media. Our producer is Claire Jones, and our editor is Ivan Kurev. The music is by Wasabi and produced by LA Made It, and Oh So Familiar with additional music by APM Music. Executive producers are Kulap Vlysak, Sujin Pak, Jessica Cordova Kramer, and Stephanie Whittles-Wax.
Be sure to check out all the items we mentioned today on our Instagram at Add to Cart Pod. Also, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to this show wherever you get your podcasts.